Is it bright enough? Yes, it is. My neighbor's dog is always loud every time we go outside. You guys, I don't know what is the air quality here. I'm waiting for someone to come in first before I can talk. Good morning, everyone. It's very, I don't know what is the air quality today here. It's very smoky. Yesterday we woke up with our chaise lounge with smoke. I live in a place that is closer to the fires. We live in very closer to California, but also we live in a place that has fire. And now, yesterday we woke up to stuff. So right now the air quality is not. It feels like it's foggy, but it's not foggy. It's smoky. This happens every summer in Oregon, but still, I will not change any place that I live in and live anywhere outside Oregon. Oregon is a beautiful place. Oregon is beautiful. It has a lot of fun places to go. So I love Oregon a lot. But the fire part, nah. I don't like that part. But summer is almost over. Every time I say summer is almost over, my husband is like, are you serious right now? Summer is fast. So good morning. Firstly, let me say that I'm sorry yesterday I didn't go live. I want to share with you guys that walking in my legs had exhausted me more than I had thought it would. Walking in with legs is another way of exercise for me as a double amputee. And they're a little heavy too. It's more like you are lifting. You know what? Today I should check how much they weigh each. And then I'll give you guys an idea. But in my opinion, each one of them is over 2 pounds. So it's like walking with 2 pounds in your legs every single time. And it's definitely exhausting. Yesterday I did not work out. Yesterday I did not go live on my Facebook. On my YouTube. Yesterday I did not post I did not make any new content. I was just like resting. That's how crazy it is to walk with my legs. As far as tearing me, what is funny is that I have been working out a lot. I've been even recording my videos of me working out, doing my cardio, lifting up weights. But another thing that I have to notice is that when I'm working with my lower body. I never lift weights with my lower body. So maybe my lower body is a little weak. Let me Someone say, do you like it better than Arizona? Yes. I've lived in Arizona. Arizona is hot. I like Arizona in the winter more. But as far as the food, you can find anything pretty much organic here because they produce food. They make a lot of food. They have farmers here. Like Oregon is like all states in one, if that makes sense. I'm not being choosy. Someone commented monkey. God have mercy on you. Wow. This is the problem with going live, you guys. You receive this type of people. That's actually sad. But anyways, I don't care. Me? You see me? Fearfully and wonderfully made. God did not call me that. So that's so bad. But anyways, my husband is actually making us breakfast. Let me say what was I got distracted sometimes when I look at the comments, you guys. I look at the comments and I got distracted. Okay, Arizona versus Oregon. Which one do I prefer the most? I prefer Oregon. Here's why. The food, I'll say that they have every produce pretty much inorganic in a very good price. That's number one. I mean, it's expensive to live in Oregon, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'll ask my husband because he's the one that is an American. My granddaughter attends University of Oregon in Eugene. That's when my husband went. He took me there one time. And I loved it. I haven't taught it, but I love University of Oregon. They have everything in organic. I love that about it. In my small town, it has a lot of elderly people in it. So you can see that they want children there. So they are investing a lot of money and stuff to for children. Um, so it is benefiting my children in the sense that they have everything for kids because they have a lot, like my neighbors are elderly, a lot of my neighbors are elderly. So you can see that they want to make our small town into a big thing about like that. So they invest in that for children. Hence the reason why I feel like we're in the right place because the school system is investing a lot. Like here, you can choose to either homeschool, I mean, everywhere you can, but they have put a lot for homeschoolers. I'm not homeschooling this year. I'm just giving you an example. I homeschooled for the past 3 years, but they put a lot of investment into that education type. And then they also invest in like the food. If you go to their natural grocers, even if you go to their Walmart, you're still gonna find a lot of good foods. What else? The nature. That's what made me like Oregon the most. They have the best nature in Oregon. They have like Crater Lake. They have lava beds. They have. We also live very close to California's one of the common national parks that has like many trees. Let me ask my husband what it's called. Honey, that's the place that we go to sometimes at California for nature for the trees. What is it called? That has a lot of trees. Redwood. What is it called? What? Redwood National Forest. So we are also closer to Redwood National Forest. So Oregon is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Where we live in a small town. So I'll say that is the best. But someone say, how about jobs? That's where the tricky is. I don't know if they have a lot of like good jobs as far as going out. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'll not speak for them because we work from home. So I don't know as far as physical jobs, what would they have. But I think they may have some. I don't know. Someone say, what did you remove your braids? Braids get very old. So my braids were old. They were over a month. If you leave them in your hair longer, um, they tangle your hair and you may lose your hair. So after a month or so, I remove them. Am I gonna get new ones? I don't know yet. Right now, I just want my hair to breathe in this natural state, and hopefully my followers see me with my natural hair. Because the problem with sometimes having a lot of braids and everything like that, people like to say like, oh, I would like you better on braids, and I'm like, you don't like me better in my natural state. So this is my natural hair, my natural state. I love it. You know what is funny? A lot of people like to tell me get braids or something like that. I prefer myself in the natural state. And receiving that comment a lot, it makes me see that in America, especially, natural hair of Africans is not embraced at all. That the common hair for a lot of black people is either like wig, which is not wrong with it, by the way, which is not weave or wig. Do you know how many people are going to compliment my natural hair in Botswana? In my African country, like a lot of people will say, my goodness, your hair is so healthy. In Africa they do, but in America it's another language. In America it's another language, which makes me actually want to embrace it more, and hopefully people will see how my natural hair looks like. That's one thing that I am actually do that. So I understand. So yeah, with natural hair is, look at it, guys. I love it so much. It is in case you have never touched it, if you're white, it's it feels like, how can I explain it? I'm trying to explain the texture. It feels like very like leaves, that leaves put together. Like, have you ever had leaves and you put together and they're a little dry, but they're not that dry? Like, they're not dry. Like, I don't know how to say it. I love it, guys. I love it. So yeah, when it gets older, I have to remove it. So Someone say Oregon sound nice. No, I was thinking of moving to Arizona, but I'm scared. Never been to that side of the country, but maybe Oregon is better. Where do you live, Rena? I thought you lived in Oregon. I mean, in Arizona. Let me say this, Arizona is amazing. I loved Arizona. But in the summer, you have to be prepared to be indoors. You have to find your place to your children to be indoors a lot more because it's extremely hot. And then when you take them to these parks for kids, and then it's fun. You can take them to Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona is beautiful. And since we came here, Phoenix, Arizona is very developed. And I say that, by the way, some of you may say, where's the breakfast? My husband is still making it. So I wanted to go live here to chit chat with you, to tell you guys why I did not show up yesterday. I was tired. I was extremely exhausted, beyond the word. Phoenix, Arizona is beautiful. For me, though, I feel like every place in America is beautiful. Every place, like even when I go to California, I'm like, California is beautiful. It has its own beauty. Although I'll not live in California, I think California is too busy for me. I don't think I will live in California, at least yet. But every place in America, the people that live in that place in America can praise it the same way I'm praising Oregon. And I think someone that lives in Florida can come and talk about Florida and just be like, I will not live anywhere. Florida is the place. I love Florida. I love this. Someone that lives in Connecticut can say the same thing, like, oh, I'll not change anything. I'll live in someone in South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina. Someone in South Carolina, South Carolina can say the same, like, I would not move out of South Carolina. It has everything. So I think that's the thing about living in America. America is huge. And I feel like America it has every weather. I've never been in the country like America in my life. I mean, you can correct me if you can. America has a taste of all continents in one place, which is very fascinating. Although I don't think any continent can beat Africa. America is like Africa. Let me say this. If we have America and you have Africa, these two continents, I've never seen continents that can mimic that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Africa and America. Here's what they have. They have all seasons. If you want snow, you can have snow. Same in Africa. If you want snow, you can have snow in places like Lesotho, some places in South Africa, and all that stuff. And America and Africa are similar, like, except that America is a country and Africa is a continent. But let's put Africa, if Africa was a country. So America has all Africa in one. So you guys have no idea how crazy this country is as far as everything. Like, if you want to see snow, you can go to a snowy place. If you want to see a tropical place, you can go to a tropical place. If you want to see a flat place that plant food, you can go there. So that's one that fascinates me about America. So what I'm saying is that you can always find a beautiful place in America. It depends on your own preference. For me, Oregon, where we live in our small town, yes, it snows, but it doesn't snow like Vermont. It doesn't snow like in Canada, because I lived in Canada too. So it doesn't snow like that. It's snow enough. And not only that, our snow sometimes starts around January, which means you still have cold weather that you can still go outside and enjoy the outside. So that's my small town. So I love that too. So I love that. So I think Oregon has everything, but everyone has their own place. I love the variety of their food. I love how friendly it is for kids where I live. I love how even the public school can allow you to homeschool with no questions like that. I know everywhere does that, but still provide you with the resources, if that makes sense. Here where I'm from, they still, if we say, I want to homeschool, I prefer to homeschool my child, they'll give you everything you need. They even will ask you, do you have internet at home? If you don't have internet, they can provide you with ways of you getting Wi-Fi at home, and they can provide you with a laptop if you don't have it. I mean, us, we had those, but I'm saying that if we did not have it, they were able to give us the internet if we needed it. They were able to give us all that. And I've shared that in my YouTube because I thought it was all America that was doing that, and some of my followers said no, not everywhere. So that's why I'm like, Oregon, Oregon is the place to be. Someone said, I'm ready for a change from Georgia to about Africa. I need to go back. It's been a while for me. Speaking of Canada, would you live there again? Not live, but I will want to go to Canada. I want my husband to see the school that I went to if God gives us more days. I love Canada. It's beautiful too. It's very wheelchair accessible. I'd say that when it comes to countries, I feel like Canada is high there when it becomes to disability accessible. But living there, no. We're not living in Canada. I think our best places so far are America and Africa, like anywhere in Africa. We are actually planning on visiting Tanzania for their safaris, because we went to Botswana this year, and the video is coming, by the way. The video is coming for safari. We went to safari in Botswana. We want to go to safari in Tanzania. We want to go to safari in Kenya. We want to go to safari in South Africa. We want to go to different safaris. But as far as living, I think we have found our sweet area. I think living in America and Botswana, and we can always like make America our main place, because I want to respect my marriage. Like, no, I want to respect our culture of marriage. In our culture, when it comes to marriage, you live where the husband lives. Like, you follow your husband. So I always feel bad. Oh, that's who's breakfast? You made me bread too? I love my husband. I do. He is the best husband ever. So this is what breakfast that he made for me. But before I continue, I want to say that I feel like even though my husband loves my African country of Botswana, I feel like he thrives a lot more in America. When I say thrive, I don't mean, when I say thrive, like he is more convenient for him. He's never lived an inconvenience life. For example, sometimes he has never, when I say inconvenience, I mean as far as, like, let's say he wants to get a second job, he can easily get it. That's what I mean by inconvenience. As far as living wise, all places are the same. You have everything in Botswana that we have there. So I've decided to just like come in terms to it and understand that I'm married. And as much as my husband likes to, some of you have commented saying your husband wants to go to Africa because he wants to make you happy. Part of me thinks it's true. I think he does love it, but part of me also thinks that family is where you make it. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're in Africa, it doesn't matter whether you're in South America, it doesn't matter whether you're in Australia, it doesn't matter whether you're in Antarctica, it doesn't matter. Family is, you are happy where you make home with your loved ones. So that's one thing I've learned. And I've decided to be like, you know what? I mean, my husband, I've noticed that he thrives a lot. So I feel like he thrives a lot here. So live in America and live in Botswana. But live in America more than we live in Botswana. But also make sure that the kids go to school here. Because at one point, we're intending to take the kids to school in my African country, which is going to be a very good idea because of everything, like the social life and everything. This is old. Not old. This is live. We are live. At first, I was thinking that with my husband and I were thinking like of taking the kids to school and everything, Botswana and everything like that. But we have decided to like, no, let's just give them the home of their child, because it's very nice for them. Imagine them growing up here in Oregon in the same house for the next 18 years. So we've decided to do that and go to Botswana and live however we want, like maybe in the winter, in the summers when the school is closed and everything. So this is my main meal of the day. This is my breakfast / lunch. And I've been not eating bread and I've been thriving a lot. My husband made bread this morning and he made me these little pieces. So you can say this is 1/4 bread. And let me show you my breakfast without an invented camera. Sunny side up eggs, bacon, few blueberries, and a teeny bit of bread. You know what is funny? So that's what I'm having. Thank you, Lord, for this food and for providing for us. In Jesus' name, amen. To bacon. The plane is passing by the way. Someone please tell me who invented bacon? My neighbor's dogs. Guys, who invented bacon? Whoever invented bacon needs a Nobel Prize. Guys, we need to recognize the person that created bacon because they need a Nobel Prize. Yeah, that dog is about to start. You are right. Are you ready for go and eat your breakfast? You want to eat in the house or outside? Outside. Tell daddy. No, I mean whoever came up with the recipe for bacon. This is what I'm having. I'm still. This is why I haven't touched my bread yet. I'm still thinking twice if I should eat it because I told myself that I'm gonna take the whole month without eating bread. Today was day 5. Today's day 5 of me on my bacon time, and I told myself that I'm going to not eat bread. So I'm still thinking twice. Should I have it? Should I not have it? And it's day 5. I told myself it's gonna be 30 days without eating bread. So I'm still questioning myself. Should I have it? What's wrong with eating just a slice? Or should I just continue with what I've been doing? So that's why I'm laughing at myself. So I'm here with the kids, by the way.
We both have ramen because you taste ramen.
No, you're gonna have ramen for lunch. How about that?
Yes.
Yes, for lunch. My kids are obsessed with ramen.
You still ramen with me? Yeah. This time we will both have ramen.
Yeah. Angela said, "Please don't eat bread." Yeah, it is homemade, guys. Look at it. It was made this morning. Okay, thank you, Angela. I think I'll listen to you. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Bread is so good. Oh, your food is coming. You want to taste mine?
I'm working.
So it's been day 5 since I ate my bread.
Daddy, how many minutes? 1 minute. Marco, you thought you food.
Someone say eat it and start tomorrow. No, it's day 5. What time is it there? Right now it's 9:45. Our kids woke up a little late, and they've been waking up a little late in the summer because we let them sleep a little late. So, ready to eat?
Yeah.
So I'm eating bacon.
Marco, you thought your food is coming. Yeah. Mommy, are you talking to a woman?
I'm talking to women, yeah.
Why are you not talking to a man?
Why am I not talking to men?
Yeah.
Because women are the ones that watch me, not men.
man's hungry was Daddy?
I don't know. No, it doesn't matter. But people that watch me are mothers because I'm talking to mothers and grandmothers and single women and all that stuff.
Mommy, but Daddy talked to man's because Daddy is a man.
Okay, yeah, I think so. Someone say, eat half the bread, then skip 3 days, but you will have to cut out sugar, flour, and rice for 1 month.
Me.
Feed you. Okay, as you guys see, doesn't why babies. No, I can feed him, honey. I can talk while I'm still feeding him. I'm a multitask. Thank you, honey, for breakfast. It's amazing. So I'm gonna feed you, Michael. You feed yourself. Remember, you're gonna go to school now. And when you go to school, what's gonna happen? Mommy's not gonna be there. So you, Michael is studying kindergarten.
What I went to school?
You want to go to school?
Yeah.
But you have to feed yourself if you want to go to school. So baby Michael is studying kindergarten, and one of the skills of kindergarten, they have to feed themselves because I'm taking him to school. This summer I've been a homeschool mom for 3 full years. And this year it comes to an end. Not an end, it comes to a trial to see what they like. I want them to compare the two. And so far, the twins are already going to school. They've already said that they like school, so they want to go in September. So it looks like this mama will be free a little bit.
My God, Mommy, with
Okay, it's okay. Eat it inside there. So
ketchup and egg.
someone say it seems like the baby grew so fast to me. He did.
Ketchup with egg.
You want ketchup with eggs? Okay, here's bread. God, this one is hard. The baby grew so fast, you guys. So this is so good. And do you mind if I show them what we're eating?
Nope.
Let me show you my husband's breakfast.
Mommy.
This is my husband's breakfast.
Mommy.
This is Michael's breakfast. This is Garrett's breakfast.
Mommy, we're having the same.
We're having the same, except that mommy's still thinking of whether she wants to eat her bread or not.
Mommy.
Yes.
The other one is hot. Mommy.
Hmm?
Three boys was praying. Here God, thanks for this food. Thank God for providing for us. Pray for blessed upon it. In Jesus' name. Pray.
Mommy,
Amen.
I want more because it's so yummy.
You want more? Yes, you can have more, baby.
Mommy, feed me.
Oh my goodness. If you know how to talk, that means you can feed yourself. Cut. Garrett, do you know what I'm saying? If you can talk this good, Garrett, tell auntie. Do you want mommy to feed you, or you know how to feed yourself? Feed me. Okay, tell auntie. Do you want mommy to feed you, or do you want Garrett to feed you?
Mommy, just feed me.
Well, he wants mommy to feed him.
I can reach your shoulder.
You can reach my shoulder. My shoulders. Yes, good job. Little Garrett knows how to feed himself, by the way. But recently,
Mommy, feed me this egg.
feed you that egg and bread. Recently, he's been saying, "Mommy, feed me," but he knows how to feed himself. He knows how to talk. I always tell him that if you know how to talk like that, you should be able to feed yourself. Sometimes when I'm feeding him, look at him. You see that? Show auntie. Auntie, did you see? Auntie, say you did not see. Okay, good. Look, guys. Look, Gary is feeding himself. Gary is feeding himself. Oh, that's my boy. Tell auntie that you fed yourself.
I do not tell.
You did. And auntie says that it's nice when you feed yourself. Show auntie. You see that? That's my boy. He is showing auntie of a good boy. That's my boy. Yeah, guys, keep on hyping him up. Oh, we have to hype Michael up too, guys. Look, Michael, show auntie too. Oh yeah, that's my Mikey. Yes, let's hype Mikey up. That's my, lick those fingers. Look. Yes, baby, of that runny egg. That's my boy. And don't forget that you can always use your napkins too. Yes, Michael, read here. What does he say? Yeah, what do you say? What do you say? Can you read that?
Him?
He fed himself. Okay, yeah. He fed himself. Yes, guys. Good boy. You see, everyone is saying you guys are good boys. By the way, thank you. Thank you, my followers. Hmm? You're feeding yourself. I'm going to help you pick it up and fix it. Yeah. That's my baby. He feeds himself. Okay, this one is a little, he doesn't like the crust. Let me give it to Dada. Let me take out the crust on this one so that you don't touch it. The crust is a little crunchy. I'm gonna taste this crunch. Yeah, and then put it here.
And you will put egg on this.
I put egg on it. Yeah.
Elephant.
Yeah, auntie, you see my baby, Michael. London say good job, Michael. Say thank you. They say you did a good job by feeding yourself, and obviously you may want more.
Mommy, do they give me blue hearts and they give you red hearts?
They gave you blue heart because you're a boy, and they give me red heart.
Blue heart.
Okay, guys, Rena, my baby wants a blue heart too. Gary wants a blue heart. I hope you guys can see the kid. He does everything that his brothers want.
Sorry, Mommy.
It's okay. It's okay. I can wipe it because you are doing a very good job. Like that.
Sorry, Mommy.
It's okay. Eat your food.
Mommy,
You did a good job. Huh?
just baking.
Yeah. Eat your food. Get a look. All your hearts and all Michael's hearts. You see them? There are a lot of hearts. You gotta count your hearts. And Michael's gonna count his hearts. Count the hearts. Count them. Count them. One. Mm-hmm.
2,
Mm-hmm.
3,
Mm-hmm.
4,
Mm-hmm.
5,
Mm-hmm.
6,
Mm-hmm.
7,
Mm-hmm.
8,
Mm-hmm.
9,
Mm-hmm.
10.
You have 10 hearts, Garrett.
Mama, do I have red hearts on my chest?
No, later. Yes. You finished your food. Yeah. So that's
I'm almost finished.
guys eating like my food is so good. Breakfast. So right now it's almost 10 a.m. And someone asked me, okay, here's the comment question. Proud of you, Michael. And Auntie's saying she's proud of you.
Put on my heart.
Where your heart? It's here. He says
Then.
proud of Michael heart. You see, that's your heart. Auntie's proud of you.
My heart.
You have a lot of hearts, baby. Someone gave you a lot of hearts.
Not me.
You, I'm talking about you.
No, why my hand?
Wipe your hand. You have eggs all over your hands. How about you wipe yourself? So Garrett, as you guys see, he knows how to feed himself. But for some reason, mommy feeding him is a lot more convenient. And then, thank you ladies that were here. You guys helped.
Mommy, mommy, do I have a red heart on my chest or a blue heart?
You have all of them. Huh?
In his chest.
No, in your chest, your heart is, all of the hearts are the same. They look just like, it's a, how do I say it, honey? Answer, honey. Help me.
They're red.
It's red. You know. Oh, don't put it in your food. Good job, Garrett. You want more bread?
And egg.
No, eggs are finished, baby. We cannot cook another one now. How about... No, you have an egg yolk here. Let me feed you with my egg. You have an egg yolk here. So tomorrow, if you want... No, tomorrow if you want more eggs, you can have them tomorrow, okay? Right now, the kitchen is closed for cooking. But you can have more bread.
Bread.
You want more bread? Okay, let me give you mine so that I'll feel like I've eaten it.
I want your.
You like mine?
Mommy, I finished your bread.
You finished my bread, but I'm going to have more tea. So this is what we are having for breakfast as a family of... Oops. We are now 4 because the twins go to summer school. And I wanted... the way I wanted to take them to school in September... And my husband, by the way, when I say I don't mean me only. I mean me and my husband. But I'm used to speaking like that, okay? The way we, because I know people like to comment, someone who correct me saying me. Even when I say, that's my baby. I'm used to saying that. I don't know why you do that. But I say my child, my baby. I don't say our baby, even though it's our baby. I hope it makes sense. 2 cups of tea today. Yes, because I'm not eating bread. It's 2 cups. No, not 2 cups. 1.5. Let me show you. It's 1.5. So I'm having the half today. So this is what you did. I told you guys I'm gonna make my husband and I, when I say I, you see, my husband and I, we're gonna make a video together and explain our life. Your hands are dirty. Okay. Our life updates, but we made a decision to send the kids to school after. You want to give Michael your bacon?
No.
A little bit. Bacon. Michael is done. We're sending them to school, just a way to see. I feel like they can choose what they like. The main reason why we homeschooled, some people think that we homeschool because this is something that I want to say here to you ladies, that what works right now is this. Not because I don't have time. I have all the time in my hands to homeschool. And that's one thing that I feel like I'm very, very privileged than most of the parents. And I feel like I don't take that for granted. But after we went to Botswana, because the main reason why we went to Botswana also was to go, and we prayed about it to see, okay, what do we do in this case? Like, I was seeing that the kids have a lot of stuff that... they were, I'll say, like lacking. Where we live, a lot of people don't have a lot of children, and for us to go and meet with other children is when we went to co-op, which was weekly, or we went to the park, or we went to all these things. However, I noticed a big difference, a big shift in the winter. In the winter, because it is snowing, it was not as frequent. Also, it was not as all that and everything like that. And we noticed that in the winter we're indoors a lot. My husband and I can be indoors a lot, as much as we can, because we have each other and everything like that. But another thing that I was noticing that even though we went to play whatever inside, whether it be YMCA or a building or something like that, I'm considering myself a helicopter mom. All of you know that. That mommy was always there. Another thing that really you can eat. You can eat all of my berries, baby. Maybe one small berries. I want to show you. I don't owe anyone an explanation, but I want to share with you that maybe you are in the same situation and it's me, and you are trying to really see what works and what doesn't work. And then I was starting to see that Academic, they are very A students. Writing, very good. Reading, very good. But one thing that I was starting to see, although because there's not a lot of children, a lot that they see every day, was creating this thing of mommy for everything. Like they tell me everything. Like not that it's not a bad thing. Like when, for example, they don't know how to problem solve a lot. And I know that the way I learned problem solving back when I was growing up, I grew up in a generation that had a lot of children in the playground and a lot of children in the play places. And if someone was not treating me nice, for example, they were rude, I was gonna be able to learn to solve it by myself and everything like that. But I was noticing that lacking a lot. Even with going to the koa, because mommy was there every single time. And then my husband and I, we realized that they need that type of aspect of development and everything like that. And now they're at the point whereby they can tell me everything. If someone is not nice at school, they can tell me. That's another thing that I waited for. You are done? Michael, do you want to eat his bacon? Mommy can eat it. Hmm?
Strawberry.
You want it?
Yeah.
So good.
Strawberry.
You want strawberries or blueberries? No, he wants only blueberries. Let me give him his blueberries. I'll put for you this one. He wants his blue. Michael is eating. No, he's not eating yourself. So that's one thing that happened. And then we decided to this summer. We decided to take them. There was an opening for summer school, and I said, and my husband and I were like, okay, let's take them to this summer school, and then because it's gonna be a full month of going to summer school, then they can learn classroom skills and everything like that. Also, a month is enough to make them make a decision of whether they like to go to school or not. And lo and behold, they told us that they want to go to school in September. So Michael, he's already Michael was I don't like saying this much, but he was very ahead. I gave twins first, and he developed a lot of skills very fast that he does not need homeschooling as far as what the others needed in the beginnings. But he's going straight to school. The twins are homeschooled. We homeschooled them for the first 3 years. And now they are ready. I'm someone that like an open heart. When I'm gonna entrust you to my child and be like, okay, you can have my child, I have to make sure that I've hit all the skills. They know how to read. They know how to do. For me, when I send my child to school, it's not so that teacher teaches them. Mommy already taught them. It's so that they learn those skills for friendship, for that stuff, because I still teach them at home. They are ahead. So we met their teacher when we went to pick them up. The teacher said, they are already ahead. You should now start teaching them multiplication. What teacher does not know is that I already taught them multiplication. Because they're in second grade, right? So they're in second grade in summer school. And I already taught them multiplication. And they already know the third grade stuff, for a lot of third grade stuff. So she said that they know everything that they're doing in class. So if you don't mind just teaching them multiplication. And I didn't tell her that I taught them multiplication. I said, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I will. But I already taught them multiplication. So when I give a teacher to my child, I'm not giving the teacher to teach my child. I'm giving my child to teach them other skills that mommy has not taught them, like the skills of development relationship. I noticed that with the relationships, my kids are very trusting, very much trusting, and that kind of like sometimes
I'm done now.
what do I say?
I'm done.
I want them to understand that there are bad kids out there. They don't know that. That's one skill that I feel like they need to go to school for. My kids think everyone is good. And they think that every person has their best interest at heart. They don't know what it's like to meet a bad child. They don't know what it's like to meet a bully. They don't know how it's like. And They haven't met that yet. And that's one thing that I was like, because in Botswana, when someone is not nice, or when someone is just not nice, even at co-op, they'll come to mommy and everything. There is manipulative behavior. Yes, my kids don't know that. Even when I try to tell them that. So as they learn, they go to school, they're going to meet they are still very innocent, very. And they have like children that are younger than them. My kids are 8, that are younger than them, that are sneaky. But my kids don't see that it's sneaky. And it makes me like really like see that this is the skill that I cannot teach them. This is the skill that is gonna come with experience, and that's the main reason why we decided to do it. Everything like that. I noticed that they are very extremely innocent. I mean, you guys have seen them talk here. What is it? Daddy, he wants you to go down. So that's one thing I was noticing, that they were very like that, because in Botswana they have a lot of children. They know not to talk to students. Yeah, they know that kind of. Oh, that one. Yeah, that one I still teach. But I'm saying to friends, to their age mates. So now we decided to try that phase of everything like that, to see how it's going to work, and then they can decide what they like. And at first it was very difficult for them to be away from me and my husband, because I'm a very helicopter mom. If you guys don't know, I'm very helicopter mom. But I was noticing that they need to learn some of those skills. What I'm hoping for is that it's gonna work well for them. Someone said, please give attention to the baby. No, he's talking to daddy. He wants daddy. He doesn't want me. The child wants daddy. So that's what is going on. I live in a place that doesn't have a lot of children. We live in a smaller town of more of like the older generation. So they learn a lot from that. So it's normal for their age, yes. And also, I told you guys that we don't do screen time. I know some people will slap me for this. I know Americans will not be happy for. I mean, some of them. We don't have screen time. We don't. Our family does not have screen times like that. We did before, but it didn't work. So there's a lot of stuff that they don't really like know a lot. I mean, as far as TV stuff. But now going to school, they're gonna learn a lot of stuff at the same time at home, learn values. Some of you were saying, what else was saying? My fellow homeschool moms that were not like impressed with our decision. No, not because I understand why we did that. Because people are worried about what the public school has, or what the school has to teach, whether public school or private, what the children are exposed to. Let me tell you something. I went to school, and I feel like morality is not taught at school, it's taught at home. My children, the foundation that they have at home cannot be cannot be overturned by the few hours they spend at school. I know that based on my upbringing. I see that based on my husband, the way my husband has grown up, the way I have grown up. We both went to school, but the anchor that is at home will never change. I truly believe that when children turn bad, 99% of the time is because the foundation was lacking at home. 99% of the time. So do we have 1% of children that turn bad with good parents? Definitely. But the 99% is because the foundation at home was not right. For example, I'm going to give you an example that our children don't forget what I teach them at home. One of the things that they know that is that they have to always thank the Lord for their foods, right? They know that. But I told them that when they were taking them to school, we told them that at school, the teachers don't pray. They don't thank the Lord like mommy and daddy. at school, some people may not believe in God because I'm giving them I'm giving them a heads up, but they told me that, Mom, it's fine. This is how I thank God. So they'll be having their plate like this, and they'll just be like this, like, Lord, thank you, in the heart, and say amen, and they eat. They talk to God by themselves. Another one, I want to show you that foundations at home you cannot change. Another one is that I'm making sure that they still eat very well at school. Like they will not ask for thirds or seconds or everything like that. Now they can ask for seconds. The other day, my kids came home. Even when I'm not watching, I want to share with you guys that they know that mommy at home and daddy at home, they are watching. And not watching, like, you know what I mean? They know that mommy and daddy, they told us this. They know the rules that we have set them at home. So the other day, they were eating very nice hot dogs. And at that day, that was before I told them that they can have seconds. They can ask for seconds if they want. Because I didn't know that they can ask for seconds. Because I didn't know at school you can ask for seconds. What I told them was that at school, you're going to eat like at home. At home, you can have seconds as much as you like, but at school, you don't ask for seconds. So at school, they were giving them food, and they wanted seconds. And other students of their ages, they were asking for seconds. And then they come back. They didn't ask for seconds. And they came home and then told me, Mommy, we wanted seconds, and we know that we said that we don't ask seconds at school, but other children were asking for seconds, and that really made me feel like you cannot change the foundation is in kids. And then I was like, oh, so why didn't you ask for seconds? And they told me that, Mommy, because you told us that at school you don't ask for seconds. I said, no. If they have seconds and other kids are asking for seconds, you can ask for seconds. But let me tell you, never thirds. And then they told me like, okay, Mommy. And then the other day, they had people that asked for seconds. They came to tell me that, Mommy, we asked for seconds at school because we said that we can ask for seconds. So what is the moral of my story? What I'm trying to tell you is that foundations, if the foundations are firm at home, no person can sway your child. So, will the child do foolish things when you're not watching? Definitely. Because foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Even the scriptures say that. But one thing that I can tell you is that those foundations that you have at home, for example, we don't have screen time at home. Will they have stuff? So, family values will not be swayed by those little hours and stuff. So, when a child turns bad, 99% of the time is because the parents, they did not have those good foundations. I wanted to give an example of one of the okay, I'm not gonna say the name, but because I don't want to be political, but I was just mind blown by someone that someone in the political space that said that their kids, right? I'm just gonna, one of the things that I like to learn from different stuff. Their kids don't smoke, they don't drink. Because he literally said that one of the values that I taught my children when they're still young is that do everything you can, but no smoking, no drugs, no alcohol. So even to this day, his kids don't drink. Even to this day, his kids don't smoke, but they're adults. So what I'm saying is that if the foundation be firm and strength at home, no person can move them. It's the same as God. Yes, you're going to still be foolish and rebel. Yes, you're still going to sin against God. Yes, you're going to do that. But the foundation that Jesus Christ saves, he is the forgiver of our sins. He'll always be there for us and everything like that. They cannot be destroyed, the foundation. So that's the main reason why we did it. But if we ever see that they are becoming rebellious and everything like that, I don't think it's going to happen. Our kids are you guys see our children everywhere we go. Not because I want to hoot my horn. Our kids are very well behaved. And I feel like it's making sure that we have those foundations. And also, I was also thinking about another thing that we decided to homeschool. I've been on a rabbit hole of going on TikTok and watching adults that were homeschooled. everything like that. Most of them will say that I wish that I was exposed to school a little bit to learn some of the skills that I feel like my mom did not give me, some of the skills. And then another thing is that I want them to see that um, there are people. I mean, how can I put it? I don't want to say this crazy thing. I want to put it well. Okay, this is how I want to say this. I want to say that I believe that I'm a good mother. I believe that I do everything. But the question is, am I really a good mom? You know what I mean? I know that I believe that I am, and I want to believe it. Right now, I will believe that I am, but it's when they're 18 years old. That I always say that a good mom is not told by the mother, it's told by the kids. And I still stand firm in that. I still stand firm that I do my best, but am I doing my ultimate best? I am. I believe that I am, but I'm someone that I will not praise myself and say I'm a good mom. If I ever say that, come and slap me, because I want to believe that I am, but it's my children that are going to tell you whether I'm a good mom or not. And I usually wait around 16 years old, 18 years old. Then they'll tell me what a good mom I am, what a bad mom I am. So one thing that I've learned is that, especially as believers, sometimes we all don't know everything, right? And sometimes we raise our children in the way that we think is of the Lord, but it's not necessarily. Let me give you an example. I went to a church before. A pastor homeschooled their children from the young age to adult age. At adult age, all his kids want nothing to do with the dad. Nothing. And the mom. They said the parents were very abusive. They said that the parents were beating them. They said that the parents were really bad parents. Now that they are adults, they want nothing to do with their children, with their parents, right? And then I thought to myself, have these parents exposed the children to other ways and everything like that? Maybe the children would have told another neighbor and say, my mom is not nice. And then neighbor would have come and say, so-and-so said that you are not nice. And then maybe they would have reduced the amount of things that they were doing to their children, right? So those kind of things. So I believe that it's kind of like that sometimes. No, my hairline is not receding. I know that I pushed it a little bit. No, I still have my hairline, guys. It's not. So so what I'm saying is that adult children will be the one to tell you the type of parent you are, but we do our best. We do our best, and we give them food, we train them, we love them, we take them everything. But whether you're a good parent, your child will tell you. And the Bible says that train the child in the way that he should go, and when he's older, he will not depart from it. I truly believe that. The fact that those children, the older children, wanted nothing to do with their parents, it tells me that those parents were not as biblical as they claim to be. Because it's one thing to have one child not wanting anything to do with you, but all your adult kids, it's a sign. So that's the thing that I've been learning. And for me, I would say that my parents were the best. Like, I was raised very well. Even though they were having here and there, they were good in the overall. And then I tried to learn. So that's one thing that I'm trying to do. That, man, raising kids is a very fun activity. But it's more like they don't stay kids forever, but they stayed adults forever. So one thing that we have to invest in is to invest in their adulthood. Their childhood too, yes. But the thing about childhood is that it's only for a few years. So which one will you invest a lot more? You will invest a lot more in their adulthood, and both more important, but you have to be very mindful of what they're going to turn out to be when they're adults. That's one thing that I really, really emphasize when in my parenting and my husband's parentinghood. I always say this: both are very critical. Childhood is very critical. Adulthood is very critical. You have to invest in both. But remember, they only stay childhood for a few years, but they stay adults for many years. So notice that whatever you do as a childhood is preparing them for their adulthood. So you have to give it your all for their adulthood. Even though they're still young, you have to remember that someday they'll be speaking about you and saying whatever they like about you, whether you like it or not. Because right now you can say, be nice. Don't say that. Right now you can say that, right? But when they're adults, you can not say, be nice. They'll say, mommy, you're good. Or mommy, you're bad. You're a bad parent. You're abusive. You're like this. They can tell you when they're older. So that's one thing that I feel like it's missing when I see in this thing. So I went on a rabbit hole on TikTok and watched adults, 18-year-olds, what they think of their parents. I learned from bad parents. No, I learned from good parents for sure, because being good is not hard. No, what I say, no, being good comes natural, but sometimes being bad, we can overlook it. So I like to watch these kids, this 18-year-old, where do they critique their parents? And then I fix it. Where do they talk about that they're not liking? Controlling parents are bad. Definitely. Definitely. Controlling parents raise monsters. That's one thing that I learned too from these kids. So that's one thing I've learned a lot with everything. So I decided to just like that's another thing that I let them go to school like that, so that they can learn other ways and how other things are. So in all, we all need Jesus. Indeed, we do. He's the one that can guide us into every little thing. Into every little thing, in every big decisions. Jesus Christ is going to be still the one that guides our parenting. But even the people that claim to believe in Jesus, they still make mistakes, especially with a lot of teachings out there. So also we need to pray for our children, even when we are in the secret of our rooms, and just pray, and also pray to God for guidance. Guidance in parenting is one of the most critical stuff, because I see here there's a very big thing of parents and children rivalry. In my heart, I say, where does it? Because okay, let me say this. I'm very new in America. I've been in America for 9 years, right? 9 years this year. And I'm very new. But I've seen some of the people that I know in person wanting nothing to do with their parents. That is something that is new to me. I've never in my life exposed that type of rivalry between a mom and a dad and a child, or between a parent and a child. And I'm seeing that. I mean, some of them have very good relationships. And it's one of the things that I'm like, some of them do that. And I'm like, where do we go wrong? A lot of children that do this are the parents that were very controlling or severely religious, not the biblical religion. No, I'm not talking about religion in the Bible. No, because the Bible is perfect. Jesus Christ is perfect all the time. But it was just like adding these strict religion rules that are nowhere to be found, and finding ways to be so abusive by using the Bible as weapon to really be abusive to children. But I want to say that is going to bite you in the butt when you're older, because I see that happening a lot. And I pray to God that parents will not weaponize the scriptures, because I see that a lot. And children wanting nothing to do with their parents. I feel like if I grew up and my children wanted nothing to do with me, all of them, we didn't check plastic. If all my children wanted nothing to do with me when I'm older, I don't even want to think about it. But I cannot judge it because they're still young. But I see that we weaponize this religion. That is destroying families. So that's one thing I wanted to rant on. And I noticed that it happens a lot. And always remember that they are more adults than their children. They're going to spend their lives more being adults. And ever since I learned that, it's a very eye-opening statement that your children are more adults than they are with a child. So when you invest your time and you invest those, no, raise these children knowing what they're going to be in adults, and know that you have to be gentle, you have to be nourishing, you have to be loving, you have to be kind, you have to be all things though. You can have both. You can have both goodness and still enforcing rules without making your child resent you, if that makes sense. That's one that I've learned a lot, that they're going to spend more of their lives as adults than as their children. And the reason why we need to really like invest in their childhood. So that's one that I've learned a lot. And I was noticing that that was one of the things that we are lacking a little bit in the making sure that they meet a lot of people, and good and bad. And they are able to communicate their feelings very well. So that's one that I haven't checked my blood sugar, but it's not that high. I feel good. But I did not eat bread, remember? With 3 boys, how do you handle tantrums at home and in public? Our kids don't have tantrums. It's crazy that I say this. Once in a while, when Garrett was younger, he'll just cry because he wants to hold eggs. But they will never throw tantrums in public. Never. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know why they are like this. Because other parents talk about how their children cried when they were babies. My kids don't cry. Did not cry did not cry loud. So they are very they are very like, they don't have like crying a lot. Also, I never let them cry. I don't know if that makes sense. A lot of my followers will tell me like, you should let them cry so that they can learn to self-soothe. I never really did. But as far as tantrums, they don't throw that. But I have a very strong voice. I don't know if you noticed. When I tell my baby stop, they stop. So they don't have tantrums like that. And also when you go shopping, I tell them that we're not buying anything for you. And they understand. But sometimes I tell them that you're going to choose whatever toy you like. They never really had that. I don't know. I think I'm lucky. Maybe God just saw that I don't have legs. I don't know. They never had tantrums. Because I've seen children with tantrums. They don't have it. I don't know. I'm the bad part. Maybe other parents can share here. They don't have that. I've never had to deal with tantrums. And I've never dealt with that. And even people ask me, how do you do it? I said, no, I don't know. They just like that. Like, I'm a strong person. I'm very vocal. When I tell you to stop, my kids have a love for me, but also they know when I say no, I mean it. So I'm also very strict. Like, I'll say no, don't do that. So when I tell them a rule at home, they're going to follow it. They're very obedient. That's one thing that I was telling you. That's why we sent them to school, because I noticed that they are followers. A lot of followers. I want them to be leaders sometimes, but I feel like sometimes they are very followers. So they will have a friend, that friend can get them in trouble. So I noticed that they were following that. So I'll say that they didn't do that. We have never dealt with tantrums. You see them here. Also, maybe because I follow them, I don't know. For example, this morning, if you watched us from the beginning, little Garrett knows how to feed himself. This morning, he just said, just feed me. And I didn't say no. So maybe also I follow when they want something, even though they know how to feed themselves, I still feed them when they say they don't want to feed themselves. I think we work together. Maybe that works. Like, if he says, Mommy, feed me, I feed him. Even though he knows very well how to hold it, how to feed himself, I listen to them. Like, I don't know, but they don't follow. I don't remember any tantrums. I don't. In the public, they don't. They are one of the most well-behaved children I've ever met. I'm not saying this because I'm their parents. Also, my husband is a quiet person. I wonder if also they took that, because I've learned that a lot of my followers like to say, "Oh, you speak so loud. You're so loud." That's actually how I am. While my husband is like, "Don't do that. Don't do that." He's quiet. He's gentle. So I think for the DNA, maybe they took my husband. Because me, I am very bold. But I think they took my husband a lot more. As far as misbehaving at home, I'm very strict. If they misbehave at home, because they will never misbehave in public for sure. But at home, I have a very strong voice. I say, you are not going to do that. And they don't. And then they're going to do that. I'm very strict. I'm very strict at home. So I think also like that. But I think I'm just lucky, because I remember when I visited my grandmother before she passed away, because I believe in taking my children to go to their grandparents or no, they went to visit their great grandma, right? And I believed in my mom, my grandmother, praying over them and blessing them. I believe that if your grandparents see your children, it just puts in them a lot of blessings. So we flew to Botswana. You guys know that I was there. I don't think I shared my grandmother because her health then was declining. I don't think I shared, but we took our kids to my grandmother to go and get blessings from my grandmother and just get all that stuff. And my Garrett was still 8 months then. And my grandmother was like, "My goodness, your children are well behaved." I said, "Honey," and I said, "Grandma," I pointed to my husband, because they don't cry. They don't do a lot of stuff. Also, there's stuff that I don't want to say online. There's stuff also that I don't really give them, as far as I don't want to say the names, because you guys will be mad at me. There's stuff that I don't as far as health. There's stuff that I choose to decline. I mean, if you know, you know, when they're still young. That people give to children when they are born and stuff like that. I choose to decline some of those. I don't want to say the names because some of you will come for me. So my kids, I don't give them a lot of I let them have their natural state as much as they can. So there's stuff that I cannot say online because you guys some of you may not agree. Like there's stuff that I choose to decline, as far as stuff given to childhood stuff and all that stuff. So there's stuff that I really decline and all that stuff. So I'll not pick up loud on that. And the stuff that I do that. And also like screen time. My kids don't have screen time whatsoever. So that's one thing that I noticed also. Like my kids don't have screen time. I gave them screen time before, but they started being troublesome. So I feel like screen time has to do something in a child's brain. If we ever have a tantrum child, I want to bring this to you parents. Try to think, do they have screen time? A lot of it. Because when I give my children screen time, you guys, they turn out, how can I say in English? I don't know what the English word that I can use. Cranky. They became cranky. They became restless. I'm not lying. Like right now, do you hear them? They're entertaining themselves in the house. They're playing together with their toys. We don't have screen time. I wonder if that helped a lot. Maybe it did, maybe it did not. And then, so that's where I can say that I'm really proud. They're really turning out into little boys. But now I'm no longer a homeschool mom. But I told my kids that even though I'm not homeschooling my kids, I have time. I have time in my hands. I have all the resources. I have everything to homeschool you. If you ever feel like you don't want to go to school because someone is not nice to your school or you don't think it's working, come back to your mommy. she will homeschool you when you want. But right now they are enjoying the school, which has made me see that that's one that they're lacking. If they're enjoying going there and meeting these friends, also meeting the same type of a friend every day, it's been such a very... Some of you have watched me since my children were young, right? I started my social media in 2018. And my twins were born in 2017. A lot of you were there when they were born. You saw the journey of our problem with delaying of a lot of things, our shortcomings. Some of you were there from the beginning. So you know how adamant I was about homeschooling. I love it. I loved it. But they excelled. They are very good readers. They are A students. Even when we went to pick them up, the teacher said that they are advanced. They know how to read. They know how to do everything. Teach them multiplications. What teacher does not know, I already taught them multiplications. They're going to be studying third grade. They are very ahead. Teachers say that. But even though they are so advanced, I was learning that they were just lacking into just like learning friends. Like, even though we took them out to friends, now they have one friend that they've met and they see the friend every day. I feel like relationships are developed by seeing something multiple times. Like, you see a man, you think, oh, I think I like him. And you're like, yeah, I think I like him. And you go out for dates, right? And you go out to dates, you start to like him. You start to see his flaws. You start to see, oh, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And you start to see the flaws, right? And then you meet them again. I believe in meeting someone multiple times. And that's one thing that I was lacking in my homeschool stuff. We're meeting our co-op parents and our co-op friends. But parents are busy. Sometimes they will not show up. Or even when they show up, mommy is there. Like, can they? So I was feeling like I was lacking in letting them develop that thing that they liked. And we felt like third grade for the twins was the perfect time, because they needed some stuff that I needed to teach at home when they're still young. But little Mikey, he's 5. He's already advanced and developed above, so he's not gonna be homeschooled at all. Little Garrett, you guys see him, he's not gonna be homeschooled at all. And then when they go to school and they see that they don't like it, I'm gonna homeschool them if they choose. But I want them to have that type of thing. So someone say, yes, I've been around since we have started it all. Yes. It's nice to have people that were here from the journey, because some of you don't know how we were. Because one of the things that my kids had, one of the twins, or both of them, they had like a speech delay. And I've exhausted like what you call it, the speech therapy and everything like that, like doing everything like that. And at one point, they had like some sensory problems. I used to cry. In the beginning, I used to cry. This is how my husband will calm me. I used to cry. One time, one of our kids, I'm not kidding, at 2 years old, he did not chew. He had some sensory problems, right? And I came on my YouTube and complained and cried on YouTube and everything like that. My husband looked me dead in the eye, crying. He said, do you think they're not gonna be chewing at 18 years old? I said, yeah, but every child's milestone. She said, did every parent give birth to twins? I said, no. My husband put me in my place and like, you know what, Nell? You have to understand that your children were born at 7 months. Children are born at 9 months. Be happy that they are not severely disabled, because there are children that are brain damaged because they were born at 7 months. There are children that have many, many problems. These ones are not like they are not going to reach the milestone. It's just that they are delayed in the milestone and all that stuff. And I snapped out of it. So seeing people that were here in the beginning and saw that and see us is such a blessing. Because sometimes when people hear one of my children making a mistake in their grammar, they say, have you taken them to speech therapy yet? I never answer those questions, by the way. I'll be like, do you think a mother has not tried to exhaust the stuff and all the stuff? And it makes me think like, dang, parenting it gets easy. But as parents, we get caught up in comparing our children. So if you are a parent, don't fall into that. It will all fall into place. And not only that, a lot of times our firstborns are our little guinea pigs. They are our little children that we are learning with them. And then as we grow and age, we start to understand a lot of things. So what would I say? I'll say that the tears that I cried when my kids were still young, they were not important. They were not necessary. The kids will get there. It's just that some of them are delayed more than others. And I was telling my husband that I'm so glad in the order that God has given me children. Because if God gave me Michael and Garrett first, before the twins, I was going to fall into a very mental decline. The fact that I was going to compare them and think that why Garrett was crawling at 8 months. Garrett was walking at 1 month. Like Garrett knows letters. He's 2. Like I was gonna compare them, but then they learned a lot of skills at 4 years old. So it has taught me a lot of things. It has taught me a lot of things, and now here I am enjoying motherhood, enjoying parenthood with kids that I used to think, will they get there? And by the way, that's another disadvantage. If we ever start social media, don't expose your kids much on social media. That's one thing that's another lesson that I learned. Because people that watch your children, they don't know, right? They don't know that you are trying to exhaust all resources. And they see your child having a problem with a speech. I'm giving an example. They will comment everything that they think they have. That's one of the mistakes that I did when I started my social media stuff. Now I do it with the mindset of understanding that. But in the beginning, I did not know that. So if we ever start social media, be very mindful of that. Because if, for example, you have a child that you feel like people are going to be critical of their stuff, don't expose them much to social media. Like, for example, I'm going to tell you something. I'm just going to say it lower. You see this son of mine, Mikey? He stuttered a lot. When I said, I don't want to cry. No, don't cry. He stuttered a lot. Oh my, okay, I'm not tell this story. But like, none of people know. He doesn't stutter anymore. But it's one of the things that make me want to cry. Because this is how he spoke, okay? No one knows, because then I'd learned my lesson. He would try to tell me a story. And then there will become a sentence, like, let's say he want to tell me, like, Mommy, Gary is playing with a toy, right? This is how you speak. Mommy, look what Garrett is doing to the, right? And say toy. Oh my goodness. I freaked out. My followers don't know this, because this is the time that I've learned about social media. I knew that I cannot, for the life of my life, show anybody online. So I went to do that. They said, no, he's still young. Make sure that you wait. He's going to grow it. Yes, he had grown it. But if you listen to him very carefully, you notice that he stutters. And it was bad. And I used to remember that. Thank God I learned this, because had someone heard him, I was going to hear all these noises. So what I'm trying to say is that don't expose your children to social media if it's something that is going to hinder them. That's why I say this. I say that with a lot of love and with a lot of experience. I've learned a lot, because people will comment, have you not taken a child to speech therapy? He's already in speech. But I cannot say that, because it's their story to tell. And I knew that sometimes people like to say social media is fake. Let me say this. I'm going to speak for a lot of moms. Social media, yes, some people are fake, but it's not necessarily fake. Sometimes we try to be vulnerable with people watching us, and then we are received with a lot of parent shaming, a lot of people telling you that you are doing wrong things, people telling you all these things, and then you decide to, as a mom, to say, okay, I cannot let my baby be exposed to this kind of stuff. What if my baby reads these comments, right? And then people come and say social media is fake. But would you rather have me have my child be criticized and torn apart by adults that don't know that the mother has tried all? Hence the reason why I'll choose and pick what I shared. And then throughout the years of my social media career, I don't see anything wrong with sharing your kids online, but I believe in sharing them in a very good light, in the sense that you don't know their story. If you're gonna share them online, you have to know that there is their story to tell. Like if I ever had a child that is disabled, I would not share their disability online. Because here's the thing. What if they never wanted anyone to know about their disability like that? So I feel like when it comes to medical stuff like that, it has to be their story. Just like it was my story to share myself as a double amputee mother. And I was able to narrate my story. And thank God my baby outgrew his stutter. I would not want to share my baby as a stuttering child. It would be nice for him if he still stutters. Thank God he doesn't stutter anymore. If he stutters and when he's older, he can share his stuttering journey. And he doesn't stutter anymore. The amount of cries, the amount of tears, reading very well, but the reading being hindered by stutter. Like he'll be reading, and my husband told me that he stuttered because I had that. With stuttering. Sometimes it is hereditary. My husband stuttered a lot too when he was a child, and I said, "Dang, that was the worst." I never in my life shared it on my YouTube channel because I knew. And then it was received with comments like, how come we don't hear this child anymore on your videos? And then people came with the comments. I feel like Neo likes the firstborn and the lastborn more because she's not showing more of the third child. You see that common comments? But in reality, in the secret of my own room, I was protecting him from talking much because of that stutter, right? And then people, because they were not seeing him much, they were commenting that. And that made me cry. Because I couldn't answer that online. Oh, that was bad. Oh my goodness. So in other words, what I'm trying to tell you, social media is a beast of an enemy that you have to pick and choose how you share your life online. Because people will even tell you which child you love the more than the other child based on the 5 minutes that they've seen of your child. And let me tell you, one of the things that hurt a mother is being told that you love the child more than the other. That is one of the most... Like, if you ever want to spoil my mood, say that in the comments. You'll ruin my day, all of it. And I'll block you. And someone say, we have to be very careful when it comes to social media. Oh, yeah. Especially with these little ones, with these vulnerable ones, you have to be extremely careful. Because they don't know. Someone say, but God, teachable moments is going to turn out for your good. Yeah. So I've learned that. So God has thrown it all to me. I said, God, one time I was praying. I said, God, how many times should I cry, right? I'm telling God. I said, my goodness, you have made parenting this roller coaster in my life that you have thrown it all at me. Like, you have thrown it all at me. And just when I was about to celebrate that, oh, I've gotten it all. Boom. My baby out of nowhere starts to stutter. Like, guys, it came. Let me tell you how it came. The child speaks normal every day. Like you see Garrett speaking normal. This is why I'll never boast or be boast about look at how Garrett speaks well. I'll never do that because I don't know what's coming in the future. God just threw a stick. God just threw a what do you call it? A rock at me. At 4 years old, out of nowhere, my baby stuttered. Papa and Nana came. My parents-in-law, they came. No, we told them on the phone, saying this is happening, and Papa-in-law will be like, what do you mean? And then Papa-in-law said, my father-in-law said, don't worry about it, Garrett. Garrett's my husband. Don't worry about it. Remember that you stuttered and you had to have a lot of therapy when you're still young. Garrett said, yeah, I remember that. I tried to tell Neo that. But now it's not, because I've never met that in my life. And then my father-in-law came and my mother-in-law, and they saw it. But they have seen it before. I've never seen it before. Because me, I in my family back in Botswana, we have never dealt with stuttering. My husband but my husband told me that I stutter. I don't think I stutter. And then my husband still came to my rescue and say, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be do this. Gonna be do this. And then he stuttered for like a period of like 3 months. And 3 months, that bad stutter. Then I don't know if this fixed it, but he's a very good reader. So we started making him read aloud. Like, let's say he's trying to say, my name is Nell. He'll say, my name is Nell, right? And I am 5 years old. That's what he did. He keep on doing that. I don't know if this helped. But I'm going to tell you what we did. He was already a good reader because he's 5. We made him read loud. And then we are told not to correct him. If he stutters, like let's say he's saying, Mommy, if you want to say, look at this toy, and you say, Mommy, look at this, don't say toy. Don't finish it for him. Let him finish that sentence by himself. Let him self figure it out. And nothing that we did, it was bad. The amount of cry, if we've never had a stutter child, you don't know. Another thing that we did with my husband, reading loud, was one of the most things that we saw help tremendously. He'll just take his book and then we'll tell him, read for Mommy. And he'll read and he will start at a word and he'll stop at it. And then he'll start at a word and then he'll continue doing it. And then what really made me cry a lot about it also was noticing that he realized that he was stuttering, right? I had to scold his brothers. I had to have a meeting with his brothers because his brothers were correcting him, right? I told them that we went to the doctor. The doctor said you should never correct your brother. Also, make sure you listen to him. And I said it with a very strong voice because I didn't want, and also don't make him feel a certain way. I had to start at home with my kids and say, don't make him feel a certain way because we are told that. The doctor said that you should never make your child feel inferior, right? You should still let him stand out. And then I made sure. So the twins learned at a very early age that you don't correct, you don't do that. And it took him like, I'm talking about it now that because he's over it. It's now gone. But I will not share this one. It's just still happening. Because I heard that they outgrow it. My baby did, thank God. But I'll never look at Garrett, the little one, and celebrate. I'm just going to be praying to God because it happened right at 4 years old. He started to stutter at 4 years old. And I heard that sometimes it's because his brain was faster than what his mind wanted to say. So we made our baby read loud. every single time he's reading a book, he'll read to mommy loud. And then he'll stop at a word, read loud all the time to mommy and daddy. Read loud. We did not correct him. We were told that. We let him shine in the midst of everything. Like, let him speak whatever he wants. Don't even say, take your time. Because when you tell a child, take your time, you are making him think like he's not taking time. We stopped saying that because at first I used to say, take your time. And then he started like doing that. And then I didn't say, take your time. I let him speak however he wanted to say it, but every single day he was reading loud and making sure that he verbal. Now it got to the point whereby because I already scolded my kids, like, and make sure that they don't correct him, and I made sure that every time he is talking, nobody talks over him. That was the rule too. He doesn't know that we made that rule. He was like a king in our house. Every time he talks, it's like the king is talking. We became quiet and we listen and we let him finish his word. Because that's one thing that I learned too, that letting the child figure it out. But our child outgrew it. But it took 4 to 5 months of total torture in myself. Because he was fine, but it took me crying and thinking, is this what he's going to have to deal with classmates and everything like that? But he outgrew it. But it was definitely one of the toughest moments of my parenting. I'm not going to lie. Those 5 months were brutal to me. And it was made me like that. So that's why when I see little Gerard talking and being excited and everything like that, I'm not getting ahead of myself saying he's a good talker. Because at the snap of a finger, he can start out of, and it happened out of nowhere. And at first I thought it was because he was overstimulated. Because that's what I thought. And then one time I was like, maybe he did not sleep well. We started changing our bedtime routine, making him sleep because I had not learned yet. And then we learned. So when it comes to parenting difficulties, the Lord has thrown me all the challenges my way. I'm telling you. That's why when parents have it easy and they can have the mind to try to criticize a little delay or a little milestone in your child, if you know and you have gone through it, you know, it was tough. And I told God, I said, God, why are you throwing it all my way? Because, Lord, you did not give me legs. I thought that was enough. I said, God, I had to endure twins that were born early. I mean, I poured it all to, you know that song, Tell It to Jesus? I did. I said, God, why are you throwing it all my way? Like, why is all this stuff being thrown my way, but other parents are having it? Because in my mind, I'm thinking that other people are having it easy. And I said, God, I've had it all. Premature baby, you gave it to me. Delayed child in a certain way, you gave it to me. No legs, you gave it to me. Bullying, you gave it to me. Like, why am I the one to endure it all? Why don't you just like let me cut me a slack? I'm telling you, I said it to go tell it to Jesus. But you know, God is very faithful. He fixed it all. He did. Not only did God fix it all, He gave me the mindset that maybe if I did not know, maybe if I did not cross that bridge or cross that mountain, I would have maybe been that mom that judges another. Maybe I would have been a mom that judges another parent without knowing what the other parent is going through. So it has made me into this person that every time the mother is overwhelmed at the grocery store, I always tell mom that you got this. Every time a child is screaming in the airplane, I'm that type of mom that will hand a hand. I'm that type of mom that will ask, Mom, you got it. I'm that type of mom that will have a conversation with the mom of a child screaming in the airplane. I'm that type. Because I've seen comments saying that maybe we need to have like no children airplanes. Imagine having a screaming child in an airplane. But God has given it to me. Every time I see a parent commenting that saying, oh, a screaming child in the airplane, I say, buy your own airplane then. So God has given me that mindset to have empathy over a mom of a screaming child in the airplane than myself. Because what if I never went through all that? Maybe I would have said, oh my goodness, why did you fly with a screaming child? Oh my goodness. Like, God has given it to me through my kids. Like, if I hear stuttering child, maybe I would say, oh well, mom, have you taken the child to a speech therapy? Maybe I would have been that parent. But because God threw it all at me, it has made me see that sometimes parents have exhausted all resources, that you are just seeing that the resources are not working yet. So that's one that I can tell you, to a mom of a stuttering child. If they don't outgrow it, they can still excel with it. For me, my child outgrew it. But I'll never look at Ed Garrett and say that he's not a stuttering child. He doesn't stutter. But I'll never look at him and celebrate, because God gave me the 5 months, 4 to 5 months of the hardest time of my parenting. I feel like that was the hardest time of my out of all, the amount of cries. Like, have you ever, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe you did. Have you ever have a child telling you that this cup is yellow, right? And then the way they'll say it, they'll say, Mommy, that cup is yellow. They'll take like 3 seconds before they say yellow. That's me. And I said, God, why are you throwing it at me? So it has taught me to never judge like that. A screaming child in the airplane. Do people that criticize these parents think that this parent that of a screaming child, they really chose that? Every parent will do anything to have a peaceful sleeping child, but sometimes when those ears pop in the airplane, the child will scream. Thankfully, I haven't experienced that much, but when a child is screaming, not because of bad behavior, of course, but I'm telling you that it feels like that. Someone say, Nell, always be grateful. My neighbor's son is 11 years old. He cannot talk. It's like that's exactly what my husband told me when I was crying, when my twins were small. My husband said, Nell, be thankful that your children are not severely disabled. He said, do your kids talk now? I said, yeah. He said, that is because their speech is not as to par to their peers. Does not mean that they're not going to get there. Yeah, my husband had to put me in place together with God, because that has made me really have this grace for children. Hence the reason why I'm not harsh on them, because I've learned the hard way. Someone say, my stuttering has made me have more empathy as well. Yeah. Thankfully, my baby has stopped stuttering. Yeah. Thankfully, he has stopped, but I'm not saying he stopped, because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I'm curious, B, how was your stuttering? Was it like bad, or was it like a little bad? Like, was it like how I'm explaining because I felt like my child had it bad when it's like like that, trying to say a word, and then but he outgrew it for now. That's why every time Gerard is talking well, I'm not getting excited. I'm not getting ahead of myself. God has taught me to be humble. When Gerard is talking, people are saying, well, he talks very well for a 2-year-old. I don't say, yes, that's my baby. I'm not celebrating yet, because I don't know what 4 years old is waiting. Because my baby did it at 4 years old, out of nowhere too. Out of nowhere. You know what is funny? It was going to be something else if he started when he was developing speech, so that he can prepare me. But he spoke fine. And then out of nowhere, boom. And I'm so glad. Yeah, stuttering is not a fun thing. And I'm so glad that it has made you have empathy. Yeah, you have empathy. Well, that's one thing that also, if your child is having some of the problems and everything, and you're raising that, you start to have empathy. You start to have empathy, a lot of it. So sometimes God makes you go through those kind of situations so that you don't become all perfect mom type of a mom. It could never be me, because God threw it all at me. I was like, God, you have thrown it all at me. I used to say that to my husband and say, Man, the hymn, tell it to Jesus. The amount of times I've sang that hymn to myself. Because I couldn't tell a lot of people. Like, I couldn't even tell some of my very close family. Because it was just something that was very dear to me. And I only told my mom, it was something, I couldn't share it on social media. I couldn't, because social media, it just taught me that it can be very brutal. So you have to be careful of how you share your kids. I couldn't share. So it was more like internalized crying with just me and my husband and the family. As soon as I entered puberty, I became more aware of it. And it was a bit too much, but not worse. I'm 22 now, and I can have conversations with people and they wouldn't know that I started for months. Yeah. Yeah, what did you do to help yourself? For me, it was maybe reading loud. I feel like reading loud is one of the most under-talked part. Even my child that is still having a problem with speech, I still make him read loud. Like, thank God for when you're married with a family that loves you, it's a very nice thing. My mother-in-law, what my mother-in-law does? My mother-in-law is in Arizona. I'm in Oregon. Every single day, we mailed her the stories that I want my kids to read daily. It's summertime, right? So we mailed my parents-in-law stories. Every day, one of my sons that we feel like needs help a lot of times, and this is also what we learned in the speech therapy class, that reading loud, right? Every day, ever since summer started, my mother-in-law in Arizona FaceTime my son. My mother-in-law, that's why I'm saying that, man, it's so true. The family you get married into can make or break you. Mine makes me. Mine makes me thrive. My family, my that's why I enjoy my husband's family. My mother-in-law, every single day, she prints a story that he's going to be reading with my son. And my son has a story. And then my son reads loud to my mother-in-law. Because they read to me loud. But I always want to have another person. I'm someone that likes to judge my kids that they're doing well, but I also want someone else to judge that. Because as parents, we always see perfection and no flaw. So my mother-in-law, every single day, she FaceTime my son, and my son reads loud. And then she asks my son questions and everything like that. So every time my people say, oh, what has helped your kids to thrive in this way? I always say, teaching them to read is one of the best steps you can do for your children. Reading loud is one of the best speech. That's what I learned from their speech. Their speech therapists were saying that, man, your children read so well. I said, yeah, they have to. I don't have a choice. It's going to help them with their speech. It's going to help them be able to talk. It's going to, like, my kids knew how to read before they knew how to talk well. I know some people don't agree with doing it that way. They knew how to read first. So now they read loud, and with the speech therapist and everything, it was helping to see how it was helping. So every time someone commented saying, man, your kids have come a long way, I said, because they read every day loud. So my mother-in-law, every single day, when I tell people that, even though I was complaining a lot to God, but when it comes to marriage, he threw me what I'll call a perfection. And I understand that I'm saying this as a black person because I know that sometimes when you marry into an interracial marriage, sometimes people don't like to accept this, but it's the truth. No matter where you go, as black people, is the reality. Are still viewed as people are still having a close-minded mindset that they still view us as inferior a lot of times. It's the reality that people say, oh yeah, it's not true. If you're a black person, you know what I'm talking about. But it's nice to get married to a family that is actually very advanced in those type of thoughts. Does it make sense? Like this morning, I had someone commented calling me a monkey. Not that it bothers me because I'm not a monkey. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made by the Creator in heaven. You can call me monkey all you want. You can call me all derogatory names. It will never break me because I've had things that break me. My legs are broken, for crying out loud. Do you think a word can break me? So these are kind of the things that I'm thankful for. So when I was praying to my husband, when I was praying to God, I'm glad that He gave me this type of a family because it's rare. Because sometimes you can meet a perfect husband that is different from your skin tone, but their family will be like, nope, we don't like that. But having a family that actually is also parenting with you, my parents-in-law parenting with me, and just like investing their time. My mother-in-law every single day, reading with my son every single day. It means a lot because I watched a YouTuber that actually has nothing to do with their family because their parents did not, the family is not even a white family. It's like the girl is Indian, but the woman is Indian, but the husband is a African American, I think. I'm not mistaken. But the family did not accept him. Michael, please be best friends, please. He said you can be best friends with you now. You want to be best friends with him? Okay, come and tell Auntie what's going on. So guys, I think I've talked too long. My baby. Yeah. Someone said the name. Yeah. Miss. Okay, I was not gonna share the YouTuber. Yeah. And they are so in love with their children, and they love their children, but her parents cannot accept it. Do you know how heartbreaking it will be? Tell them to play nicely, guys. I'm coming to. Let's go to the park. Put on your shoes. Let's go to the park. Yeah, that YouTuber, and it was so sad. And having my mother-in-law do that, for me, it means a lot because I know that sometimes you can love your spouse, but your family members don't. And having this, I say that I know that it's a privilege because, let me tell you, some parents are very close-minded and they'll never accept someone to marry someone, not because the person has bad behavior, or not just because they look a different type of a skin tone. It happens. So that's something that I really thank God for. I'm not gonna lie, it's a blessing. So in short, reading loud has changed my kids' life. Teaching them to read, letting them express themselves, that has helped. So he doesn't stutter anymore. I don't know. So that's why I don't celebrate when my kids.
We're going to park in 10 minutes.
Come and ask Aunt, what do you say?
We're going to park in 10 minutes.
You're going to the park in 10 minutes. Let's go now. Put on your shoes.
Can we go to Moore Park? It's fun.
Let's go to Moore Park.
Mama, I like Moore Park.
Yeah, let's go to the park now. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I talk too much. I don't like crying on camera. It's because of my kids. The only thing that makes me cry is when I'm talking about my children much. Oh my goodness. Someone should have told me about how the love of a mother, how deep the love of a mother runs deep. Oh. No mother will want their child to go through a hard time. No mother. That love. We are going to the park. There's a verse in the Bible that when a mother is travailing, giving birth, they are travailing in pain, but the moment they give birth to that child, the joy comes crazy. I'm telling you, the love of a mother runs deep. How old are you? I am I'm 36. I have to say, I'm in my early 40s. So, let me go, guys. Let me take my kids to the park. I talk too much. Let me drink this milk. Who's going to drink it? This is full cream milk. Oh my goodness. So in short, cherish your children, even when they have flaws. I'm laughing because one of the kids the other day, he was at school, right? I used to be like, sometimes I'll be critical when my baby's not getting like a simple thing. Sometimes I'll get worked up, I'll yell. The other day, my baby told me like, no, mommy, you know what teacher said? I'm eating this fat from the milk. Teacher said, when we get it wrong, You don't yell. You don't get angry. I said, yes, I know. I said, when was the last time I yelled? Because I'm learning. I'm laughing because I'm learning. So we learn. We get impatient. He said, you don't yell, mommy. I said, yeah. So every time sometimes I get myself getting frustrated, he said, remember, mommy? Every time we are learning, right? I said, yeah, we are learning. You don't yell. You don't yell because we are all learning. So I had to learn that. So every time, so also it makes me turn into this gentle mom because I'm scared. I'm like, if I do something, they're gonna tell teacher like, hey, you see, mommy was yelling at me. I'm scared for them to say that. So sending them to school helps me to be a good mom too. Because I'm nervous that if I do anything stupid, they're going to tell teacher, say, mommy did this. And teacher will be like, no, come. I gave that to a child saying that you yelled at him or something like that. So that's what this is why sometimes I send them, because I want to have those admonitions that I will not have gotten if I'm getting everything to myself. So it's a teacher said, when you get wrong, you don't yell. So that's what I learned from my kids. So you learn. You don't yell. You become gentle and understand that they're still learning. That's what my baby told me. I said, yes, baby, I know you don't yell. But I'm telling you, homeschooling is tough. If you're a homeschool mom, you're going to have a big appreciation for teachers. And every time someone say teachers are underpaid, you're gonna agree. And if someone say we need to increase the pay for teachers, you're going to agree. If you're a homeschool mom, someone say, are there a lot of black people in Oregon? Where I live, no. I live in a small town. Where this is where my husband's family lived and everything like that. I live where I am. They are not. I'm telling you, they're not. Where I live, I would say that if you are looking for a lot of black people community, wrong place. It doesn't have a lot of black people. However, for me, I'm not looking for that. I don't care. For me, I am. For me, it's where like I'm thriving. It doesn't matter whether it's all black or it's all white. I don't care. So it has never. I've never like been that. But however, I'm struggling with braiding my hair. But as far as the community is the nicest community, but 90% of them are white. Even at school, I was seeing my child leaving the class, my children, because my children are the black ones. I was looking at my kids leaving the class, and I've not seen one black child. This is why I want them to be the best in class, because I don't say that out, but I'm the type of person that I believe that if you are different in class as far as skin tone, you better be different also in your academics. They know that it's my rule. So yeah, because I know that when you're a black person, you understand that. That's the thing. So I told my kids that in America, if you are a person that looks like me that come from Africa, you have to use your brains a lot of times to pass. So my kids know that. So yeah, no, you don't have a lot of black people where I am, but I've seen them in Portland. Portland is 5 hours from where I am. Some of them, I don't know how many people that are black in Portland, but I've seen black people at Portland. I've seen black people in different places like that. But where I am it's my husband's family. My husband, all of them are the white family, are white people. Papa and Nana, they grew up here. My husband was raised here. It's where they grew up. It's very where I'm from, it's very child friendly. I loved it because my kids are thriving. So for me, it doesn't matter. Whether it's in the black, white, whatever community, I don't care. What matters is that they're thriving, because I'm able to take them to Africa, where they'll see all the community of my people, if I ever wanted them to. Someone say, please explain your name. It doesn't sound American. It's not American. My name is Neo. Some people say Neo, but it's Neo. Neo is a Setswana name, my language name, which means gift. So let me go, guys. My kids are going to the park. Let's go, honey. Let's go. Bye, guys. I'll go live again. I know you guys enjoyed this chit chat, but also I'm a mother of small children. I've been talking for 2 hours. No fighting. No fighting. Let's go. Open the garage. Open the garage. Oh my God. Oh my, look at, he looks like a sword. Show auntie your sword. Oh my. Show them your sword. What does the sword do? Oh my. It has the back. Oh my. Oh, okay. Baby, we can put it there. I was nervous. He's putting his sword. I was like, dang. Let's go, guys. Are you taking your babies? Okay, we can take your babies too. Let's go. Open the garage, guys. Where's your baby? Let's take your baby. Okay, let's go. Okay, where's daddy? Bye, guys.